Yeah, hello everyone. Now I'm going to discuss one of the important theorem, that is the superposition theorem. Superposition theorem is one of the network theorem which is used in order to find out the unknown values in the system. Superposition theorem is applicable only when you have more than one source. In this theorem, in order to find out the voltage drop or a current flowing through any particular resistance or a particular unknown load, in such it can be found in such a way that at a time one source has to be activated and all other sources has to be inactivated. In order to deactivate all other sources, if it is an voltage source, show that voltage source, and if it is a current source, open that current source. And next thing, in order to apply the superposition theorem, superposition theorem is one of the important methods that takes a complex circuit and simplifies it in a way that makes a perfect sense and make the circuit in a simple one and easy to understand. Superposition theorem helps to analyze a complex circuit with multiple sources and to determine the net current or voltage in a desired component when all the sources are connected. The strategy used in the superposition theorem is to eliminate but one source of the power within the network has to be activated at a time using a series of the parallel analysis to determine the voltage drops or the current flowing within the modified network for each of the power sources separately. Right. In order to apply this superposition theorem, two important things: a linear property has to be applicable in the system. One, it has to be satisfy homogeneity rule, and another one is the additive property. Now coming to the definition of superposition theorem, it states that voltage across or a current through an element in a linear circuit is the algebraic sum of the voltage across the current through the elements due to each independent sources has to be acting alone. The principle of superposition theorem helps us to analyze a linear circuit with more than one or more independent sources for calculating a unknown values of voltage or the current flowing in the circuit at a time, and one independent sources has to be activated. These are the different steps for finding out the calculation of using superposition theorem. To find out any voltage drop across in any branch, take one source at a time and replace rest of the sources by the internal resistance. If given, replace with the internal resistance. Now, if it is an voltage source, short that voltage source. If it is a current source, opens the other current sources. Calculate the current voltage by any method by using mesh nodal or KVL and KCL. Now calculate the current or the voltage in the same branch by taking the other source in the circuit and replace the rest of the sources by their internal resistance if they are given. Repeat the steps of one and all two till all the sources have been considered. Now, total current which is flowing in the unknown value of resistance is the algebraic sum of the currents or voltage in the branches due to all other sources. This is one of the problem where we are calculating the unknown value of the voltage at the 3 voltage. In the problem, it is given you need to find out the voltage drop across your 3 ohms. Initially, in the first step, you need to 42 volts, that is V1 source has to be activated and the V2 sources has to be inactivated. Since it is an voltage source, short that voltage source. Now only in the source, only 42 volts has been activated. In order to find out the voltage drop across this thing, this 3 and 4 will be in parallel. Find out the total equivalent resistance. That is a Vx can be find out 3 parallel with 4 and 6 plus 3 parallel with the 4. No, total voltage which is applied in the circuit, that is 42, and we'll get 9.333 volts. That is Vx value will be 9.33 volts. Now V2 source has to be activated and the V1 sources has to be inactivated. That is 10 volt source has to be activated and the 42 volts has to be inactivated. Now in the circuit, first find out 6 will be in parallel with 2 ohms and it comes in series with the 4 ohms. Now this V is equal to, but what this minus sign, since the current which is flowing in the circuit is the reverse to the whatever the circuit current which is flowing to the assumed direction is reverse to this direction. That's why you will get a minus sign, minus 6 into parallel into 3. 6 parallel with 3 plus 4, and the total value of resistance that is multiplied into 10, that gives you minus 2 by 2 plus 4 into 10. Thus the value is minus 3.333 volts. Now at last step is you need to find out the total voltage drop, that is total voltage across by you using 42 volts and the total voltage across your 10 volts. That gives you the total net total voltage drop due to the two sources will be 6 volts. This is your, by using your superposition theorem, this is the circuit which is finding out the, thank you.